Hi. In the preceding video, the scheme to loan out electronics kits was explained. In this video, one of the problems provided in the downloadable resources is demonstrated to give an idea of what it would be like to use the kit. This particular problem is quite simple, so it might be of use for the GCSE class. The problem is based on the idea of sensors which monitor the potential for flooding. The sensors detect rainfall, river level and ground saturation. Flooding will only happen if there is significant rainfall and either river levels are high or the ground is very saturated. An alert would output if any of these situations arose. And step 1 is to translate the problem into an algebraic expression. Now the switchable inputs on the board are labelled J, K and L. So we can assign those to rainfall, river level and saturation respectively. The outputs to the logic section are labelled X, Y and Z. So I'll just choose one of those, X, to be my alarm output. Now rainfall J must be true and either river level K or saturation L true. And we need to write that as an algebraic expression. So if we were using AQA, that would be J and K or L. And depending on the truth or not of those inputs, we would get either a true or false output. Were we to use OCR notation, it would be J and K or L to give our output. Now we can check that we've done that correctly with a build. And to do the build, all we need to do is take our switchable input, J, and AND that with K or L. And there are two AND gates available on the board. I just chose that upper one at random. My inputs K and L are going to be ORed together. So again, two OR gates. I'll just pick the lower one more or less at random, perhaps to make the wires easier to follow. And the L input also into that same OR gate. The result of that OR is then going to be fed into the AND gate that came from the rainfall, and the output from that AND gate off to my chosen output, which was X. Now these wires and connections are male and female. They're fairly straightforward, but students do have to be aware that they are a little delicate, so they'd have to be trusted not to be too rough with the kit. If I just turn all the switchable inputs off and turn the machine on, I can see that my output X is not lit up, nothing is going off in the alarm. If I just put the rainfall up, again, no, nothing's happening. If I try each one on their own, nothing, nothing. But if I choose to have the rainfall on and then either the river level giving an output or just on its own the ground saturation, I hope you can see that the LED on the X is lit. If I take the rainfall away and just have the other two, yeah, that's correct. There's no output on X. If I have all three on, as I would expect, I get an output, a true output. So, looks like my algebra was correct, and if I was doing this in a class, obviously that could be followed up with perhaps a truth table, and maybe to draw out the circuit for that expression. And these are all typical sort of activities that you'd see in an exam paper. In the next video, I'll have a look at the arithmetic section down the bottom side of the board, and thanks for watching.